And before that time, I said it the other time that on daily basis, 5,000 Igbos were being killed on daily basis. On daily basis, 5,000. Yes. And you want the Eastern Military Administrator, head of state at that time, not to take action. But Chukwu took action. Went to Abu, seek for peace. But unfortunately, Gowon and his allies sabotaged the Aburi Accord. And that was what led to. Even at that war, I thank God for the children of Philip Effiong, who most of them are still in America, and they are IPOB people, they are IPOB members. I read one of the interviews, a leaked memo of what transpired between Obasanjo and Effiong and those who carried out that ceasefire. And up to this moment, 16 to 17 military civilian president, if there's no Igbo man there. We are calling for secession from Nigeria. The Hausas today are calling for secession from Nigeria. The Yorubas today are calling for secession. The same secession from Nigeria. We are still saying it. We are not Nigerians, as simple as that, because we cannot continue in this impunity. I don't know how you're going to look at it. You know, it's not a do or die affair. It is like Nnamdi Kanu said in the court, because it's not what happened. Thank God for the knowledge of Judge Omotosho. It was an open trial, and he allowed the whole process so that the world will witness the hatred against the Igbo people in Nigeria. And he struck that case out. That's the first victory for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No, Mike, today, I tell you the story of those, there's no family in Igbo land, including South and Southeast, that was not touched by that war.
Yeah, you said you lost how many people?
My own grandfather, my grandfather married 3 wives, gave back to 12 children. Out of that 12 children, 3. My grandfather is a king. You know, the kingship at that time is associated with priesthood. Either you are a great Idibia or something like that. I'm just giving you an insight. But he was able to train them to grade 6 or whatever at that time. And when there was this call of duty, all of them went to war. My father went to war. My father was in Boni Aziz, Uguta. You know Uguta? Anybody know Uguta Lake? The Aziz of Uguta. My father's responsibility at that time was to ferry Biafra soldiers with crayfish, with speedboats, under gun fire attack to Boni. I'm saying it openly. People can watch this video and go and confirm themselves. And I know horrible experiences they shared as a different soldiers at that time. The same ISIS with Emeka Omero and them and other. If you look at Emeka Omero and other, when they were on the side of Biafra, that was the ISIS they operated. So those ones now are nowhere to be found. They went to war and never come back. Nobody saw them to this moment. 9 able male, tutored. And the whole world said we should not mourn those who defended our presence till this moment. We will mourn them. Whether federal government like it or not. No, we.
Of course, there have been several warnings, both from the state levels and federal levels as regards today. And looking at the CP in Anambra, Commissioner of Police in Anambra, gave a warning, serious warning that they shouldn't undermine the peace of the nation, all of that. Now, before going into this, let me quickly look at one of the dailies this morning that says the CP warns against undermining national security, the peace of the country. Now, ahead of the illegal, that's what I want to pick, ahead of the illegal annual day celebration normally being enforced, look at that statement, ahead of the illegal celebration of Biafra, that's Biafra Day, normally being enforced throughout the defunct Eastern region today, May 30th, the Commissioner of Police in charge of Anambra State, CP Ikoye, or Uchugu, pardon my pronunciation, has warned those planning to enforce this year's ceremony to stop it. He warned that his command would not condone any act that threatened national security. Now, let me leave that aside.
You want me
illegal.
You want me to respond to that? Okay, you know, Nigeria will always see such thing as illegal, but they will not stop it. They cannot be able to stop it from holding, and it is not enforced. Most of these things you see is voluntary. And anybody that says that there should not be Independent Day in Nigeria, then we should stop Biafra Day. If you say there's no Independent Day in Nigeria or Democracy Day, then you have right to stop Biafra Day. I'm telling you that what the CP is trying to say at this point is that he doesn't want people chaos. He doesn't want anarchy. Don't want anybody to be because it's not the first time. He doesn't want chaos. He doesn't want to be hijacked, whatever. And let people, stay in their homes and mourn over 6 million Igbos that was killed in that war.
Now, I'm coming back to you, Mr. Femi. Let's quickly go into this. Does suppressing the celebration of Biafra, that day, amount to the violation of freedom of expression and association? Does it?
It doesn't. It doesn't, because in a particular community there are some things that related to traditions, and there is nothing you can do about it. Since it is the general, the mass population, they are the one that come together and agree upon a particular thing. There's nothing anybody can do about that one, and we cannot tell them how to mourn their fallen hero. He who played the piper dictate the tune. So they are the one that want to mourn, and they are the one that have to, give the strategy. The way they want to mourn their people. So this battle, I don't see as a battle that federal government can win, because when people decided to stay indoor, they are indoor. There's nothing you can do about that one. When you go inside and be dragging them out, and it is normal thing that in a society, when people agree on something and they are trying to enforce it, anybody that go against it, of course, sometimes community do the justice to develop human being. That is either they find the person or they give him some kind of judgment. But irrespective of whatever measure they want to, apply to those people that violate those things, it shouldn't cost their life. Because when you are mourning the fallen hero, you are still bent on killing another one by yourself. I don't see any sense in it. That we are mourning our fallen hero because some people say maybe I'm sick or I want to go and write my head. You now still kill those people. I don't see any justification for that one. It doesn't make any sense. You are adding more people to the one that has gone as a result of all this what would they call it? Discrimination in this country. So when you are crying that there is a discrimination against you, then you yourself, you now go inward, go and bring another discrimination to suppress everybody. I don't see any good idea in that.
All right, sir. Sorry, just a few minutes. I'm still going for you. But let's make welcome one of our new reviewers on the platform. Your name?
Good morning, viewers. My name is Michael Adebayo.
Michael Adebayo. Oh, Michael. You're welcome on the program. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us. You allotted to sit down.
Yeah. I want to respond to the point of Oyeze.
Okay.
Concerning the issue of Biafra. If I'm to start by saying what is Biafra? What are we agitating for? In other countries, they are once like Nigeria. They fought, then disagree, and they come together and agree again. And they stay together and they become one up to date. That's number 1 point. The number 2 point is we present generation. We need to understand something that in this country, Nigeria, we need to tell ourselves positive story, not negative. Not something that will be so biased, that will bring up a tussle or a war. Gone are those days. A lot of people are not even there. A lot of people did not participate in the Biafra. Today now, we are still bringing back the messages of what happened there to separate ourselves, to divide the love. My ship message now to the Easterners, brothers and sisters is, let's forget about the past. Let's move forward. Let's face what we are about to achieve today. Let's tell ourselves a positive news that can eat something good for Nigeria. America is not one, but they stand together as one. Germany, Russia, let's name them. Not just one language.
But is it bad for an entity that feels marginalized to secede from the country?
If you
feel being marginalized, when you feel marginalized,
it's not a crime, but the way and manner how you go about it. It's not all about challenging the government or the authority people in power. So if we want to be sincere with ourselves, when we look at the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, internationally, such thing cannot happen there. It will be penalized heavily. You as an individual, you don't just come up with your own self-decision and say you want to take over the decision of a country or of a government. You will not be accepted or allowed anywhere.
Why have you been agitating wrongly?
Yes.
Why have you been challenging the government?
I listened to the statement from this man. His first question was, what is Biafra? That is what he's asking. Yeah. I don't know where he's coming from, but that question is what caught my attention. I said, what is Biafra? You know, necessity brought this, what we are seeing today. Is it valuable? Is the phone valuable? The phone came as a result of necessity. There's no tribe in Nigeria that doesn't have identity. Even the people that colonized us said, after 100 years, we are separate. Are you not saying Wayo? Are you not saying fraud? The people that said they are masters said after 100 years. But there's a reason why China, Japan, and the rest of Asian countries said they will not speak English. They will not use spoon to eat. Are you saying, no, it's not correct. Let me give you an insight, what is called Biafra. And I stand to be corrected on this platform. There's a guy they call Seth in the Bible. Seth. I'm telling you, it was not Ojukwu that named Biafra. If you don't know, I want to give you an insight very briefly before I moved on. It was not Ojukwu that brought Biafra or named Biafra. It was not Nigeria that named Biafra. Go find out from the owner of Silverbird. Let me educate you why they removed the bite of Biafra and name it bite of Bonnie. Van der Poel, the Portuguese explorer that was in charge of Africa at that time, was the person that named the ancient Ethiopian miners that share boundary with Equatorial Guinea. They are still there today. This Lagos you are talking about, Lagos was brought by the same people. Okay, do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? After the death of Abel, a child was born called
Even in the Bible.
Yes, a child was born called Seth. Seth. Go and find out the first kingdom on earth. The first kingdom on earth. What was its name? Everybody has to research. Go and research yourself. Find out. And why the Portuguese decided to name this ISIS Biafra. It is not an Igbo man, bros. You understand what I'm saying? And that name is significant to the genealogy of where of our location. So Biafra has been in existence before the name in the entire North and South Protectorate. Imagine them. Bro, I can tell you, Singapore, Malaysia, didn't they disintegrate? Finland, Norway, Denmark, didn't they move out? Bro, you are happy saying this because maybe, I don't know the angle you're coming from, but I can tell you in honest truth that people that put this contraption together said after 100 years, and we have exceeded 100 years, and the reason for unity is not even there. Every year, every government, every era, you see the unity of Nigeria, and then said they are calling for unity, are not united. Bros, to be part of Nigeria is not by force. It is the fundamental enshrined in the international law that the indigenous people, politically, socially, feeling otherwise, have a right. You can't tell me that this. You should understand that this thing is not by pity or sympathy. This is the reality on ground. Let me tell you why America have 13 colonies. America, United States of America, 13 colonies, made up of 4 tribes. And in that 13 colonies, every colony in America is independent. I want you to understand what they need, why Nigeria must disintegrate. As simple as that. Every state is independent, autonomous on its own. Have their own police, have their own whatever, run their own government and everything. That gives people a sense of belonging. But here in this part of the country, 22 oil wells is owned by one man in the north. All the whole oil wells, there's no, bros, it doesn't work like that. Because you are eating, you are squeezing other people to feed yourself. He said, Aluka continue. But it will not continue. This generation, Madinamka did not do anything wrong. Nigeria at the time wanted to secede from British colony. Heaven did not fall. George Washington of America demanded for independence. And they charged him with felony, treasonable charges. George Washington, heaven did not fall. So anybody that is telling you this is suspicious of the reality on ground. That after killing 6 million people, the Fulanis are still killing people in the east. And you say, okay, I lie. It can never happen. Either hook or crook, it will not happen. If you feel comfortable with them, join them now. Is it by force?